What's good, Steeler Nation? My name is Jack Sperry, and this is Steelers Talk. The Steelers just took a tough 37-30 loss at home against the Cincinnati Bengals, and they fall to 3-7 on the 2022 NFL season. Not the greatest result. We're going to get into everything that went down and my takeaways for the game. But before we get into anything else, here on Steelers Talk, we provide free daily premium Steelers news and rumors content. And it would be great if you would join us. So if you love that kind of stuff, you love the black and gold, help us get to 20,000 subscribers. We just eclipsed 19,000, so you guys earned and unlocked the Terry Bradshaw bald cap. That's currently in the mail. It's coming. I'm going to be wearing it on an episode of Steelers Talk this week. It's going to be super embarrassing. But if we get to 20K, when we get to 20K, we're going to do a Gatorade bath, okay? We're going to do we're going to get a huge tub, fill it with ice and Gatorade, and we're just going to dump it on me. Once we get to 20K, that is a huge milestone, guys. So if you want to see me doused in Gatorade, whatever color you guys want, just go subscribe to the channel if you're new here. We have a lot of fun here on Steelers Talk, so if you're new, consider subscribing to the channel. And speaking of subs, we just got done with our sub battle against the Ravens rundown by Chat Sports, and man, they talked a lot of smack, but we absolutely buried these suckers, man. Over 100 subs, more than Ravens Rundown, guys. I mean, round of applause for you guys. You guys did fantastically this week. We really showed them who runs the AFC North and Tyler Jones. This guy said at the beginning of the week that I look like somebody that you shove into a locker. Well, shove that into a locker, all right? Shove that into a locker. Over 100 subs above you this last week, TJ. Love you, buddy. All right, now let's get into the game here where we got the Steelers just not getting it done in the second half. They went into the locker room leading 20-17. Kenny Pickett was looking really great, and then in the second half, things just unraveled. Jaylen Warren got hurt. I mean, he went out with a hamstring. We don't know how long he's going to be out, so that was a big bummer as well. But overall, it was just a game where it looked so great for the first half. They looked like a playoff caliber team, and then they just went away. Kenny Pickett was terrible in the second half, but we'll get to him in a little bit. All right, guys, here are my 5 takeaways for today's game. Number 1 is that first half Kenny and second half Kenny were two completely different people today. I mean, seriously, when Kenny was playing today in the first half, he was being decisive. He was finding his guys. He was accurate with the football for the most part. And then in the second half, it's like he had an accuracy switch and he just turned it off. Like, I don't know if the cold weather was affecting him. I don't know what was going on with Kenny Pickett in the second half. And then when the game was essentially over and they were already down by 14, he made some nice throws. But it's like, you need to be able to make those throws when the game is on the line, when it's closer. Now, I understand that Matt Canada's offense definitely didn't do him any favors today. Offensive line had some moments of really bad play and some really big mental mistakes. But Kenny Pickett, it's just in the second half, he unraveled in a really important game. And it just shows that I'm not sure if he's ready to really take on the responsibilities and lead an NFL team to the postseason and lead an NFL postseason type offense. Like, he's not getting through his progressions enough. He's showing progress. I do want to say that he had some nice throws in this game, and I'm excited to see what he's going to do for the rest of the season. But overall, when you take in the big picture of this game, he did not show up when he needed to show up. And, I mean, right now it's just obvious that he needs another year at least here before he's going to be ready to go and lead this team to the postseason. But you got to play him right now. You really do. You have to play him right now because, I mean, season's essentially over at this point, in my opinion. You got to play him. You got to get him reps. You got to get him used to the speed of the game. Anyone that's suggesting benching Kenny Pickett right now, I just don't think that's a valid strategy. I think you have to play him so that he can get the reps and learn and grow over the rest of the season because he needs that growth. All right, guys, grade Kenny Pickett's performance this week against the Bengals. A, B, C, D, or F. For me, I'm going to give him a C+ here. Like, he showed some good things. Like, he showed some really great things going outside of the pocket, playmaking, that sort of stuff. But there was also a lot to be desired, especially in the second half. So I'll give him a C+, and then plus he didn't get the dub. So at the end of the day, I'm giving him a C+ here. Number 2 takeaway from this one is that the defense struggled. I said it in my preview video. the Steelers needed to get after Joe Burrow in this one, and they just didn't do it enough in this one. 2 sacks for the entirety of the game, which isn't bad. And, they did put some pressure on Joe Burrow at certain spurts in this game. Obviously, it wasn't enough to give enough time to the secondary because Joe Burrow was slicing and dicing Levi Wallace and Arthur Maulet all day long. And speaking of those two, why are they in the game? In my preview video, I talked about how the Steelers could come out and play that 3-safety package with DeMonte KZ, with Edmonds, and with Fitzpatrick all on the field, and then you take Maulet out of there. But they started the game actually playing that coverage quite a bit. They had Maulet. They didn't have Maulet. They had Fitzpatrick. They had KZ. They had Edmonds out there all at the same time, and it was great. But then for the rest of the game, you have Maulet out there, and he gets cooked, and then Spillane got cooked today as well. It's just overall wasn't fantastic defensively, especially in pass coverage today. But you know what is great is our new sponsor here at Chat Sports, Established Titles. Established Titles is a fun and novel way to preserve the natural woodlands of Scotland while helping global reforestation efforts around the world. It is a project based on a historic Scottish custom where landowners are referred to as lairds or lords and ladies in English. Title packs give you at least 1 square foot of dedicated land with a unique plot number on a private estate in Eddleston, Scotland. You're watching a video of it right now, and an official certificate with a crest. They plant a tree with every order and work with global charities such as One Tree Planted and Trees for the Future to support global reforestation efforts. You could officially become a lord or lady and put it on your credit cards, plane tickets, dating profiles, and more. It also makes a great last-minute gift for the Game of Thrones fan in your family. The first 200 people that purchase a title pack using my link will effectively be next to my plot, and together we can build our very own Steeler Nation, guys. So right now, Black Friday's coming up. They have some fantastic deals on their website. You got to use our link here, establishedtitles.com/chat, where they're going to show you that up to 80% off their title packs. And then if you use our promo code CHAT, you got to put chat in there, you can get an additional 10% off their already discounted prices. It's a fantastic deal for that Game of Thrones or House of the Dragon fan in your family, guys. Or if you just want to be called a lord or lady and have that be something cool to tell to your friends, go ahead and go to establishedtitles.com/chat and use promo code CHAT to get 10% off your title pack today. All right, let's get into my third takeaway in this one, and it's that George Pickens is freaking incredible, guys. You saw some of the catches he made today. When you just combine his route running, his speed, his size, his strength, his ability, his body control in the air. Everything was. It's just beautiful to watch, and he's got such a bright future in this league, guys. I know the Steelers, things in Steeler Nation right now are kind of down in the dumps, but the bright spot, the beaming bright light in Steeler Nation right now is George Pickens. He is going to be a superstar in this league one day. He's showing it off right now. He had that bad drop towards the end of the game, but we were down by 14 at that point, and when it really mattered, he was bursting out of his breaks. He looked fantastic today. He's looked great all season. I'm very excited about George Pickens' future. All right, guys, let me know in the comments section, what is one word that you would use to describe today's game versus the Bengals, how you're feeling right now? And for me, my answer to this question is I feel numb. I feel so numb right now. The Steelers' playoff hopes are probably over, in my opinion, and it just feels like you have to wait so long to see a postseason game in Pittsburgh once again. So for me, it's numb. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. All right, number 4 on my list here, fire Matt Canada. On the one hand, Matt Canada had some really bad moments today when it came to play calling. The first series of the game, okay, the first series, so the one that you have planned out, you have had in your mind all week long, they come out and do a short deaky pass, then they run it up the middle for no gain, and then on third down, they have another short pass that's way short of the sticks, and it's 3 and out, we're punting. What the heck is going on, man? That just shows a lack of preparation. And, but what sucks about this, guys, is that the Steelers aren't going to fire Canada. All right, he's obviously Mike Tomlin's boy right now. And I think the reason why Tomlin is keeping him around is so that Kenny Pickett has a stable foundation in terms of who's calling the plays. But you guys know how I feel about Matt Canada. I think he deserves to be in the Canadian Football League, not the National Football League. Screw even college football. He deserves to go off to Canada and be exiled, right? He's so freaking bad. He's never been a good coordinator, play caller anywhere he has been, and I really wish they would fire him and put Mike Sullivan in as the interim offensive coordinator, but they're not going to do that, unfortunately. But at the end of the day, I will give credit where credit is due. The offense has looked better the last couple of weeks. The run game in particular. They're running more power run schemes. Najee Harris had another decent day running the rock today, 2 touchdowns. But at the end of the day, it's not good enough to get W's against teams like the Bengals, playoff caliber teams. And Matt Canada, by season's end, needs to be gone. If he's still here by next season, I'm going to be livid, guys. All right, like this video right now, Steeler Nation, if you want Matt Canada to be fired tomorrow. All right, spam that like button right now if you hate Matt Canada, his stupid ways, and you want to exile him to the Canadian Football League. Like that video right now if you want him fired. All right, number 5 here. I hate to say it, guys. I really do. It pains me. But the Steelers' playoff hopes are dead. They're not making the playoffs this year at 3-7. You look at the rest of the games, they could win, I would say 6 of these last 7 games. Like I've said in previous videos, the schedule really softens up here. I think they will win more games. But at the end of the day, what's really going to kill the Steelers is that they went 0-4 against the AFC East when they played them earlier in the season. Now, you might be wondering, why does this matter? But at the end of the day, if the Steelers do go on a run here in the second half of the season, all right, you're most likely going to be put in a situation where you're in a tiebreaker with one of these teams in the AFC East, because all 4 of the teams in the AFC East right now, they're playoff caliber teams. All right, they're competing for playoff spots. They are above 500. So, I mean, if the Steelers want to get into the playoffs, they're going to have to win the rest of their games, and they're going to have a better record than pretty much all 4 of these teams. And I just don't see, it doesn't have to be all 4, but it has to be enough to get that 8th seed. I don't think that's going to be possible, guys. I think even if the Steelers win out and win the rest of their games, they're still going to be fighting for that 8th spot with somebody that they played in the AFC East, and it's just not going to work out. So no matter what, I think the Steelers season is done, and right now it's time to look forward to the future. All right, it's time to look forward to Kenny Pickett and what we can do for him and George Pickens and all of these young players that are coming into the fold here. We need to make sure that we're setting a solid foundation for the future, because I don't think the postseason is in the cards. I think that they will win some games in the second half. I think it's going to be an exciting and hopeful second half of the season for the Pittsburgh Steelers, but I think their playoff hopes died today at Acrisure Stadium against the Bengals. I'm sorry to say it. All right, guys, that's going to be the end of today's video. If you made it to the end, you are a real one. So identify yourselves in the comments section by typing "Here we go" in all caps. And until next time, guys, I'll see you guys tomorrow. My name's Jack Sperry. This has been Steelers Talk. And until next time, fellas, bye.